Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we start our Valentine's Week movie special. Throughout the entire week, we will be doing nothing but reacting to movies, or well, reacting to nothing but movies. And so today we start with The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. This is a movie that when it first came out, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I kind of want to see this. But while most people probably wanted to see this and did see it for Nicolas Cage, I, on the other hand, want to see it for Daddy. Because Daddy is just the new hotness right now. And for those who haven't caught on to the joke, I'm talking about Pedro Pascal. Um, Pedro Pascal is great. He's an amazing actor. He's just a really fun person. And like everything I see him in, he's fantastic in. Like I didn't get that far into Game of Thrones. Apparently he was in season 4 when he played Oberyn Martell. I've seen some clips though, and yeah, he's great in it. Um, but I saw him in stuff like Kingsman, The Golden Circle, and whatnot, and most recently, The Last of Us as Joel. And so it's like, yeah, I want to continue seeing him in more and more and more, and this is just a great way to do so. Now, I like Nicolas Cage. I enjoy his works and enjoy his silliness. Of course, there's a lot of movies from him I haven't seen, but from what I have seen, yeah, I really enjoy him. Probably my favorite Nicolas Cage movie, funny enough, is one of his more normal performances for one of his films, and that's National Treasure. Um, I really like National Treasure. I think it's just a really entertaining film. Um, but again, it's one of his more normal ones. Like you hear of or see clips from all these other movies that he's just super fucking weird in. Stuff like Wicker Man, stuff like what is that one called? It's something about vampires. I think he's a businessman in it, and he like becomes a vampire or thinks he's becoming a vampire or something. I don't know. I've never seen it. I know it's really popular. I know a lot of people point it out. And then there's like one called Con Air, where he has like a mullet or shit, and he's like I think it has something to do with trying to get like some kind of plush toy for his kid or something. I don't know. I've only heard bits and pieces of this stuff, and it's like I don't even know, like I don't even remember like everything I heard about it, you know. So it's like I don't know. There's a bunch of Nicolas Cage movies I haven't seen. Let's just put it that way. Um, but this one is different because in this movie, Nicolas Cage plays Nicolas Cage. He plays a fictionalized version of himself, and he makes friends with Pedro Pascal's character, who he's not playing Pedro Pascal. He's playing, I believe, some kind of like drug lord or something. And Nicolas Cage is like going in to, you know, basically be an informant for the FBI or something. Um, I saw the trailer. I might have seen 2 trailers for this, but it's been a while either way. But that was the general kind of idea behind it. Um, and I've also seen a little bit of an interview with Nicolas Cage talking about this without any spoilers or anything. But like he even said like in this movie the way he portrays himself is not actually how he is in real life. Like it's still like the kind of meme version of himself where it's like everything's over exaggerated and goofy, and he's like in real life he's like just really quiet and just normal. And it's like, yeah, he probably is. He's just really good at acting up in this kind of way. It's just the kind of characters he takes on and is given because it's fun to play, you know. He's probably very normal and very just average in real life. I fully believe that. Um, and Cage will also be playing Dracula coming up in a movie called Renfield. Um, so that's going to be fun. Um, but yeah, so that's pretty much all I know about this movie, though. Basically, what I saw from the trailers. It looks ridiculous, it looks silly, but it looks like a really good time. And I'm hoping to enjoy it. Um, so, as a note for this movie week, though, this is something I'm choosing to react to. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will be donation rewards. And then Friday will be another movie that I'm choosing personally. So it's gonna be bookended by my choice, and it's going to be filled in the middle with donation rewards. We had already announced what the schedule is ahead of time, so that's not changing, even though like new reward options were added to my list since then. It's just like we're just sticking with what we already announced. And so yeah, I think this week's going to be pretty fun, pretty interesting. Definitely a departure from our normal way of doing things. And I'm definitely going to be interested in um, getting back to regular reactions once this week is over. Um, but we'll see how it goes down. We'll see how it goes down. Uh, so yeah, not much of anything else to say. So, we're just gonna get this started. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Excuse me. Because after it fades to black and fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. Or to the movie, rather. Um, I feel like I missed something. I did miss something. Uh, I missed a single line from it. Um, I threw myself entirely off with that. But I still said most of it. So that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. And I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in three, two, one, now. So, this was pretty much what I expected it to be. Not really any big surprises. There were a couple things that I didn't exactly expect. A couple things like that. It went a little, I guess, more intense than I expected in some ways. And there were a couple things that like did catch me a little off guard. Like I didn't necessarily expect the CIA agents to die. It's like, oh, okay. We actually had some notable character deaths there. Poor Tiffany Haddish. Is it Haddish or Hadish? I actually don't know, but either way. Um, but yeah, it was pretty interesting, nonetheless. Pretty interesting, pretty fun, and I like how in the movie they acknowledged basically what the movie itself was, like this adult character story that, and then even like he's talking about like because he gets the idea from the CIA agent. Let's transition into an action movie. You know, bring in a kidnapping plot. My daughter is kidnapped, and then his daughter gets kidnapped. It's like, oh my god, you people are dicks. Um, but yeah, this was fun. It wasn't perfect. There were a couple points where it felt a little slow, I would say. but it always brings it. It always brought it back, and the ending was actually really good. Once again, funny enough, the stuff that they were like actively like complaining about in the movie, um, like with the meta jokes and everything, was my favorite part. The action stuff at the end, I feel like was the most exciting, fun parts of this. But I did like the rest. I did. Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal had fantastic chemistry together. They worked extremely well. There was a lot of good little jokes here and there, and Nicolas Cage just being Nicolas Cage. Yeah, mind you, over exaggerated version, as I mentioned in the pre thoughts, but still. So, looking at this though, this apparently premiered at South by Southwest, which is basically a film festival slash convention. So that's interesting. Um, and then it released the next month in theaters. According to this, it received generally positive reviews from critics with praise for the performances and the chemistry of Cage and Pascal, but performed poorly at the box office, um, which is interesting. It grossed only 29.1 million against its 30 million budget, so it lost a tiny amount comparatively. Like, yes, obviously, basically zero point 0.9 million is quite a lot of money, but it's not like they lost like 10 million or something like that. But the point is, it didn't make anything. It lost money still, nonetheless. Nonetheless, I added a T there. Um, but going down further here, according to Rotten Tomatoes, and as always, take this with a grain of salt, form your own opinions, all that jazz. Uh, Out of 310 critic reviews, 87% are positive, with an average rating of 7.2 out of 10. The website's consensus reads, "Smart, funny, and wildly creative. The unbearable weight of massive talent presents Nicolas Cage in peak gonzo form, and he's matched by Pedro Pascal's scene-stealing performance." Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 68 out of 100 based on 52 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B plus on an A plus to F scale, while those at PostTrack gave it an 82% positive score, with 66% saying they would definitely recommend it. And if I were to give it just a random percentage rating off the top of my head, probably between 75 and 80% out of 100. I think that's pretty fair. Like I said, it was a little slow at points. There were some things that were just eh. but there was enough to keep it up and keep it really good. It wasn't amazing, but it was still really good. Um, Definitely the highlight was in terms of like just overall the the performances and the best like actual like scenes and stuff were definitely at the end. With the entire meta nature of it was pretty fun. Also, that transition was like so sudden. It's like it actually caught me off guard. That transition into the film version, it's like that really caught me off guard. Um, but yeah, that's pretty interesting, I guess. But yeah, definitely the highlight in terms of acting was Pedro Pascal. I will agree with that. He was obviously fantastic. Nick Cage was what you would expect from a goofy Nick Cage role. Obviously, a fictionalized version of himself, but still playing that kind of ridiculous, over the top role that that a lot of people know him for, rather than his more serious roles. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of references, obviously, in here to Nicolas Cage's filmography. Stuff like Face Off and National Treasure and Con Air are mentioned or even shown. And a lot of love given to other movies as well, such as Paddington 2, which, okay. I've never seen the Paddington movies, but again, I've actually heard good things about them. I've heard people praise them, so maybe they actually are just really damn good. I wouldn't know. Um, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. Um, but yeah, I really didn't expect the CIA agents to die. Like that really caught me off guard. And you notice like I thought that Gabriella was going to be the true bad guy, like and that I did obviously guess that Javi was a figurehead. Because it didn't seem like he could be an arms dealer like that. It just didn't seem like that would be the case. Um, so I guessed that, but I just guessed who the real leader was. I guessed that wrong. Um, but yeah, it ended up turning out pretty well, and Javi and Gabriella, I guess, got together as well. So there's that. Um, I think it was pretty fun. Pretty fun. And my full theory, by the way, like that last theory that I didn't want to share, I was thinking like that all of this that had been going on with the kidnapping, with his family there, with the arms dealing shit, even the CIA, I thought this was all an act that like this kind of like movie performance that Javi was putting on for Nicolas Cage. That was the theory that was going through my mind, that Javi was doing this entire thing as a little, not really prank, but just kind of like a little fun thing to surprise Nicolas Cage with. It's like, oh, this is like my idea for a movie. Instead of just showing you the script, we're gonna actually perform it without you knowing. Like that's what my thought was, but instead it's like it just transitions to the movie at the end, and it's like it ends up being made into the movie basically. But all the events, from what we could tell, did happen. So it's like, oh, okay, sure, that was a thing. It's it's really interesting. Because I thought for a second there when it transitioned to the movie and then like pulled out and it's like they're in the theater. For a second there, I was thinking like, oh no, was this entire thing just a film that was made, and it's like none of this was actually happened, none of it was real. But it's like no, it soon makes it clear that it was real. It's just this is a film made from those events and all. Um, but yeah, my theory there was not quite correct. That would have been insane, though, if that was all just some ploy, something that Javi was putting on, like a flash mob kind of situation. That would have been nuts. But yeah, so this was enjoyable, a good watch. And yeah, definitely got my Pedro Pascal fix. um, Worth it for that alone. But all of that being said, what did you think of the unbearable weight of massive talent? Uh, what did you think of the performances, the meta nature of it, the silliness, all of that jazz? Let me know down in the comments below. And thank you all so much for tuning in to the first of our movie week, our Valentine's Week movie special. We will be continuing to do this all week, a different movie each day. Like I said in the pre-thoughts, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday will all be donation rewards. They were already, I already mentioned what they will be in the announcement video for this. But then Friday will be the next one that is just my choice, my personal choice. But I will mention, I guess, what is coming tomorrow. I guess just because, like, why not? I'll mention what the next film in this will be. So tomorrow, get ready, because we are going to watch Hot Fuzz. This is one of those movies with kind of the same cast and people making it and everything, I believe. I don't. I think there's three of them, I want to say, that are all made by the same cast and same director and everything. And this is one of those movies, and I've just never seen it. Like, I've seen Shaun of the Dead, but I've never seen Hot Fuzz. So I guess we'll hopefully enjoy it. I mean, I tend to like comedies for the most part. Depends on the comedy, to be fair. I guess we'll see. We'll see. I'll just leave it there. But like I said, let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.